don't know about you, but the money that I'm working for my retirement, well, that balance in the 401k is a little stressful lately. And if you're going through the same type of stress, maybe it's time to take that money and put it in a place that's a heck of a lot more safer. And for that, Tom Jacobs from Jacobs Financial Services joins us to show us where that space may be. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm great. How are you doing?
A little worried about that nest egg I'm building because the 401k balance is like a roller coaster these days. What in the world is going on?
Well, you know, our country enjoyed the longest bull run ever in the history of the world. It was just up, 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 up. I mean, just fantastic for over a decade. Well, that shifted November 15th of 2021, and then we started going down, 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 and we're in what's called a bear market. But you have some good times, and we might be in one of those good times where you have this recovery, and it gives people maybe a false sense of things are going to be okay. But I believe the direction of the market is down, and if you're approaching retirement or you're already retired, I just think it's critical that your retirement money is in a spot where it's safe, it's principal protected, you won't lose it during these market declines.
Well, whether that market's going up or going down, putting my money in a place that's safe sounds like a good deal for me, but I still want some growth. So how can we keep that money safe?
Well, there are products out there that do provide that floor of zero, that principal protection. So in a declining market, you just stay the same. My favorite retirement product is called a fixed indexed annuity. And for some folks, the word annuity is a bad word. And that's simply because they don't understand how they work. And there's different types of annuities. And in my opinion, some are not so good and some are great. The product that we really help people with is called a fixed indexed annuity. Your principal's protected. But to your point, Todd, if the markets are going up, you have the opportunity to enjoy some of those upward gains. But again, in bad times, you're just protected 100%.
Well, when it comes to that retirement, how much should I have put away, before I retire? I mean, is there a magic number? Is there a monetary figure we should all be shooting for?
That's such a good question. We get that every day. And the answer is there is no magic number because everybody's retirement looks incredibly different. So depending on what you're trying to accomplish in retirement would dictate how much money you need to have put away. But I would say this, it's just so important that you have a plan so that you know that once you do retire, you can spend the money that you work so darn hard to save and do it in a way that no matter what happens, you will simply never run out. And again, that gets back to that fixed indexed annuity because one of the features in those products is you can have what's called a guaranteed income stream. No matter how long you live, that income will last forever. It's an insurance product, not a securities product, provides some really great protection and guarantees.
I like the words never running out. Those might be my three favorite words that you just said because I'm sure that's a big fear for those in retirement is did we save enough or can we even spend the money that we've saved?
Exactly. And that's why everybody watching today really needs what we call the Jacobs Retirement Roadmap, where we're going to map out your retirement. We'll go from today to the finish line. We'll look at all of the moving parts along the way, Social Security, pension decisions, tax strategy, how do we claim our required minimum distributions. And the goal of the plan is to create multiple checks that are all guaranteed for life. If you were to pass away, those checks continue to your spouse. It's absolutely incredible. And if you don't have that plan, you need to. And I would encourage callers or viewers to give us a call today so that we can take a look at what you're doing, strengthen your existing plan, or provide you with that Jacobs Retirement Roadmap.
And of course, people who may be interested in that Jacobs Retirement Roadmap are wondering, okay, what do you need from me? Do I need to bring in all my receipts, my tax forms?
Excuse me. It's really much simpler than you think. Most folks that we talk to, you really don't need anything. Most people have a pretty good sense of where their retirement money is, what type of an account, approximately how much is in there. That's what we need is just to have that conversation. And then if you have a copy of a current statement, that would be fantastic. But we don't need that. What we do need is we need to have a conversation sooner rather than later and start the planning process so we can map this out for you.
Well, that sounds like a plan. Thanks for the time this morning, Tom.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Jacobs Financial Services, you can see them in person too, several locations throughout West Michigan, right there in Granville, Norton Shores, and Kalamazoo. The business hours are right there on your screen. Or as you heard Tom say, you can always go to jacobsfs.com to learn more or start that conversation by giving them a call at 616-622 4654.